Sup, you chuckle fucks? It's your boy, Doc Raikou here, with What If Issei Was the Son of a Demon Lord? Part 1. Now, I should mention one thing. I'm not going to record this for too long. I am going to make this short because I have to go check on someone. And then, yeah. But, not the point. Let me go on with this what if, and let me shut the fuck up. So, we begin into Issei. Issei is right now, well, being somewhat a perv. Right now, his two perverted friends, since they are called the perverted trio of the school. But he is not right now in the Kendo class, well, mostly in the peephole of the Kendo class. He is right now in front of Sona Centuries, or whatever. This is where, well, Sona is kind of playing chess with him. This is where, well, Issei is always so confused why Sona keeps playing chess with him when clearly he's a dumbass. This is where Issei looks at the chessboard in the fastest way how to lose, just so he doesn't play this. He actually isn't that dumb in playing chess. It's just playing chess with Sona. It doesn't feel like it half the time. So of course, that and he just doesn't like the fact that, well, Sona keeps making him, for this past kind of 2 weeks of his school life, Issei has been doing absolute stuff, random stuff, from his usual life, from his usual pervert life, from Sona. Sona has kind of made him see if he's good at exercise, or he's good at track, or basically just throwing him into a bunch of random sports that Issei isn't good at. Except for somewhat Kendo. Kendo seems to be the only one that Issei knows a little bit about. Then again, he did get his ass kicked multiple times by Kendo girls, so this is where Sona's kind of just thinking. Issei has just been doing absolute just random shit. Now, playing chess is the one that's been the most random because pretty much he just says that he's a complete dumbass with what they call the fact that he's playing Kendo, or not Kendo, chess. He sucks at a lot of things. He's not very good. He's not very good as like his two other friends. His friends, they might be perverts, but they used to be pretty good at doing stuff. One was smart, mostly Murahama was smart, and the other one named Masuda, was kind of good at track. This were before they kind of been into high school and were perverts. This is where, well, Issei hasn't been with them for 2 weeks because he's been just dragged along by Sona. And of course, well, Sona is mostly having a fake name because she doesn't really want to tell anyone, and I mean anyone, about her real name in connection to the demon world. This is where, well, she's just been dragging Issei along for about 2 weeks into different sports. Now, the reason why into so many, days of, just random shit, is because we go into a flashback. Rias was talking to, Sona about, the talk with Issei. She did find out that, Murahama and Masui. Masui has a weird kind of ability, which he kind of uses it to get away from the girls. And of course, Rias notices it. It's kind of a longitis that makes him go faster. And, Murahama has also a, ability to also run away faster from, Issei when he's getting ass kicked. Now, of course, he has a weird sacred gear that's pretty weird. Of course, where Rias is planning to make them their servants. It's just a problem with Issei. Issei doesn't seem to be having a sacred gear, but he might have one. He just hasn't unlocked it like the other two. This is where, she kind of asked, Sona if she could forcibly see if he has one or not. Sona sighs and said, "Fine, Rias, I will go do that. But you still owe me for a lot of this shit." This is where Rias said, "Oh, okay." This is where, you go back into Issei. Issei has just been playing chess for the past 2 hours. Right now trying to lose. Every time he loses and says, "I'm pretty bad at this chess," this is where he's dragged back into a match. He's right now lost like 12 matches on purpose. The reason why, it looks like he did it on accident, but it's always on purpose. Which Sona can Bernie see that? But of course, her vice president can see that Issei is losing on purpose, so he just doesn't play this. This is where, well, Sona just kind of looks at him and sees that Issei is now brain dead. Well, it looks like he's brain dead because he's now just stoic. This is where, well, Sona says, damn it. You can go, Issei Hyodo. This is where Issei says, sweet, bye. This is where, well, she said that you can go, Issei Hyodo. This is where Issei said, oh, really? Sweet. This is where Issei gets up and starts walking away. This is where Sona sighs and just can't believe that. Well, she's been 2 weeks into school. Well, the beginning of the start of school. And Issei hasn't improved in anything. He sucks at sports. He clearly sucks at most everything. Even chess. He doesn't have like the genius knowledge like Murahama. And he doesn't have like the training physical body like Matsui. Surely he's just a pervert, a weakling, and he just sucks at a lot of things. So yeah. She's been just here trying to get Issei to either unlock a sacred gear or laryngitis, but that won't be the case. So it's mostly up to Matsui and Murahama to kind of become the servants of Ria's Gramarye to, well, mostly help her against Riser. This is where, well, she's been just thinking this was a waste of fucking time. This is where, well, Sona decides to spy on him for a little bit. Kind of also went to kind of, mostly, she kind of heard of a date that Issei has today. So of course, she thought of just spying on him. Which, we go into the date of Issei and, well, Yuma. Now of course, the word, well, Yuma says, can you die for me? This is where, well, when she's at the park and other things, Issei says, huh? What do you mean? This is where, well, Issei does also have that flyer in his pocket, but has a second one also. Yeah, it's confusing, but yeah. This is where, well, it had weird magic circles, but he didn't really care and just put them in his pocket. And this is where, well, behind him, mostly in a tree, hiding her presence, is none other than Sona Citrui. Now, of course, where Sona says, this idiot, he's too done with lust. I'm going, idiot. This is where she feel more fallen angels appearing. This is where, well, this is where, well, she looks from above and sees one thing that's horrifying to her. A fallen angel that has 3, well, mostly, not 3 wings, but 6 wings entirely. And this is where, well, the others, one of them has 4 wings and one of the other 2 has only a 2 pair of wings. This is where, well, they are basically mostly above, well, Yumi and what's it called, Issei. And this is where a fallen, like, mostly they send a light spear straight towards Issei, mostly between Issei and Yumi. Yumi widened her eyes and Issei barely had time to dodge. But of course, she gets blasted away. This is where Yumi asks, and who is it? This is where she sees, well, some of the leaders, well, somewhat a leader that got promoted to kind of be with Kokobel. Of course, where, well, the person says, oh, we came here to eliminate that boy, since Kokobel thinks that he will be a threat. This is where, well, Yumi says, I already had this in plan. No, you didn't, little girl. And besides, you should stop hiding yourself. Aren't you Azel's daughter? This is where she winds her eyes, and this is where she says, ugh. This is where, well, the person says, I see. So you do have a reaction to that. We'll be eliminating you two, because you are just that fallen little brat of a daughter, and that brat, where is he? This is where, well, he then points at Issei, and Issei is gone. Sona's also confused where Issei went. This is where Issei said, hello. This is where, well, Issei was right next to, what's it called, the fallen angel. The fallen angel sent a light spear straight towards Issei, and Issei blocks it with a sword. This is where Issei says, sorry, but that ain't happening. This is where Issei is now kind of going with a darkish aura around him. This is where his hair is starting to become white. His eyes, one is becoming bluish and one of them becoming reddish, a crimson red color. This is where Issei says, you people really pissed me off. And I thought I was gonna get some fun with some fallen angel girl. She was really cute, but you people pissed me off. This is where, well, Issei swings the sword down, a black but red crimson sword that had a very strange aura. This is where when he swings it down, the power that erupted from it just destroyed anything that was in front of him, right now cutting anything. This is where the fallen angel managed to dodge, but mostly 3 of his wings were just cut off. He fell down to the ground and screamed out in pain. He says, "Kill that motherfucker!" This is where, well, Issei was right now floating up in the air, but without a care in the world. This is where Issei was laughing and said, "Kill me? That's if he could even try." This is where, well, all of them starts rushing at Issei. 2 of them that has only 2 falling wings rushes at Issei with blinding speed. Right now trying to stab and pierce him with the light spears. This is where they thought they actually hit him, but he transformed into darkness. Literally just melted into darkness, fell on the ground. This is where they're confused. A darkness come? Issei says, "You're damn right." Demon Thousand Dagger he pulls out of nowhere. The blade shatters. This is where he says, "Shatter." This is where the blade shatters. And this is where he swings the handle down upon someone. This is where the person thinks that he wasn't going to die until a raining fragments of just this shattered blade just rain down upon him, cutting him into a million pieces. This is where Issei then looks at the other person, or mostly pierces him to a million pieces. This is where, well, he looks at the other person. This is where he swings the handle behind him pretty easily in mid-air. But of course, no one can see that he has wings. This is where, the shadow blades went around mostly towards the handle, and this is where Issei says extend. The blade reformed into, well, becoming a blade, but then it just extended. This is where Issei then cuts that one fallen angel's head off. You guys are pathetic. This is where the mostly the other one that was mostly kind of a second commander from the guy with 6 wings, has 4 wings, it starts sending multiple light spears at Issei up in the air, thinking that Issei can't just move around. This is where Issei sees that the light spears are getting closer to him. This is where he says, "Demon Slasher." This is where a sword appears as it has like crimson red but black aura around it. This is where he swings it around, just swings the sword around, easily cutting the magic. This is where, well, Issei say, "You're pathetic." Oh wow. You're really quite pathetic. This is where something appears behind Issei like a tail. This is where, well, Issei then puts both the demon Thousand Dagger away and the demon Slasher away and pulls out a sword. This bluish sword out of nowhere. This is where, well, Issei said, "This is so much fun. Really so much fun." This is where the sword appears. It looks like a white blade, but with the blue handle. But of course, this is where, well, well, mostly not a blue handle. A white sheath with kind of black some of it, and a white handle. This is where, well, Issei starts opening it, and of course, this is where a whitish flame color started appearing. This is where Issei's ears started becoming a little bit much bigger to kind of become like an elf or something. This is where Issei opens it, and of course, this is where his tail ignited with white flames at the tip. This is where white, what's it called, like these white kind of flame pattern appears on his head. It mostly transforms him into a crown. This is where, well, Issei says Kurakaza. He calls this blade's name. This is where, well, Kurakara, no. It's called Kurakara. This is where, well, he pulls out the blade, and of course the blade is right now ignited, engulfed with white flames. Issei said, "Let's have fun, why don't we?" This is where, well, Issei, who right now kind of falls to the ground, of course, is where 2 wings appear from behind him. 2 double wings. This is where, well, Issei said, "I'm getting so bored of you people. And besides, I want to have fun with my little fallen angel I have over there." This is where Yumi widened her eyes. Issei was a devil the whole time. She thought that this guy was actually a sacred gear user, or some laryngitis, and she had to kill him. But truly, Issei's a devil. This is where Issei appears right in front of what's it called, the guy with 4 wings in total. The guy widened his eyes, and that's where Issei says, "Out of my way. White flame, devastation, annihilation." This is where a small cut that, well, not even a small cut. It was a huge gash into this man's chest. Right now, it bursting out with white flames, screaming out, saying, "You devil!" Ah! He's screaming in pain. This is where, well, it's now the guy with only 3 wings left. His other wings were just cut the fuck off. This is where, well, the guy says, "Are you serious? It's such a devil? I thought you were such a sacred gear user." Issei said, "Oh, Well, maybe. I don't know. But who cares, really? This is where Issei is walking towards the guy. Does it really matter if I'm a sacred gear user, a long Chidus user, or just a devil? Pretty much. I don't know what I am exactly. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. Maybe I hide my presence just because I don't like many people knowing who I am. And besides, I am Issei Hyodo. Well, maybe. Or maybe that last name is just a fake name. Who knows who I am pretty much. It's unknown. I use too many weapons. I use too many swords. I'm pretty good at Kendo. But who really cares? Ah, well, you're being eliminated. So goodbye. Tell your, well, master in hell, sup, bitch. This is where, well, the man says, you're not killing me. I'll kill you first. Sends 2 light spurts into Issei. But this is where they transform into, mostly they were engulfed into darkness. Issei says, that was such a nasty trick there. Issei kind of, they spit out a little bit of blood, like a little bit of blood kind of came to his like mouth. But this is where the light spirits transform into darkness and just crumbles away. Issei says, that's a little interesting attack. Yet, it doesn't affect me. So you just have to die. This is where, well, he said, you're a monster. No, you're not a demon. You're a devil monster. What the hell are you? I have never heard of a being like you. This is where, well, Issei says, me? Oh. Oh, no. But goodbye. This is where Issei cuts his head off in an instant. Slice that bitch in half. Or mostly just cut his head off, decapitate that bitch. This is where, well, the top of, well, his head where used to be at, it goes into white flames. His head also went into white flames. This is where Issei puts his sword back. And of course, this is where the sword ignited into white flames and disappeared. This is where Issei then looks behind him and sees Yumi. This is where, well, Issei goes up to her. Of course, this is where Issei's, like, what's it called? Ears are still pointing up. This is where, well, his tail is kind of, well, kind of moving around behind him. A black tail. This is where, well, Issei, he's kind of getting close to Yumi. Yumi said, get away from me. This is where Issei says, come on, Yumi. Don't you want to have a little bit of fun before, well, you go away and I go away also? This is where Yumi says, no. This is where, well, she's actually blushing a little bit because this Issei seems to be a little bit, still kind but dominant a little bit. Instead of the same kind of clueless Issei. This is where, well, she says, what are you exactly? Issei says, I'm a devil. Clearly. She says, a devil? I never heard of your kind. Well, I have heard of it, but you're stronger than just a normal mid to even high devil. What are you? This is where, well, Issei said, I don't know. I thought I was hiring devil. No, that's probably, you probably are, I don't know. Just, are you a stray or something? This is where Issei says, if I was a stray, wouldn't I be transformed into a monster? This is where, well, she kind of glares at him. So, you must be from a family, a proud family. I've never heard of any family from the devil place named Hyodo. Issei said, oh, because Hyodo's a fake name, Issei whispered down to her ear. This is where, well, Yumi winding her eyes, also known as Rainier. This is where, well, Issei says, just like your name is a fake name, you're not Yumi, whatever last name she had. Again, you're Rainier. The daughter of, well, Azazel, the leader of the fallen angels. And you think I didn't know that the whole time I was dating you? You're really cute with that little act. But the more, goddamn. This is where, well, Issei started kind of drooling a little bit. This is where Issei says, I gotta stop before I accidentally kind of arouse myself way too much. This is where, well, she looks at him just blushing. This is where, well, Issei says, well, I gotta be going. Also, if you want to wish for something, here. This is where Issei pulls out 2 contracts and says, I don't know who these 2 contracts are. They seem familiar from school, but I don't really care. So if you want to just go fight some random devils, here's some contracts. But I don't need them. I don't need a wish for anything. So other than that, I'll be going. This is where, well, Issei right now, his tail kind of goes back into his pants, and his ears goes back to normal. This is where, well, his eyes goes also back to normal, even though they were a crimson red with a lightest blue color in one eye. This is where, well, his white hair transformed back into brown. A chocolatey brown. Of course, his eyes go back into chocolate brown. That's where Issei says, well, bye, Yumi. Or Rainier, mostly. See you around. This is where Issei grins and just walks away. This is where, well, the battlefield mostly in the forest, or not forest, mostly in the, well, park. It seems like a wild battlefield that just happened between the fallen angels that were actually sent to kill Issei because he seemed to be more of a threat than normal. Legit turns out to be more than a threat than normal. This is where, well, Issei is walking away, and this is where Issei gets back to his house and just takes a fucking small nap. Or not even a small nap. A nap before someone coming in. This is where, well, the person went into his window, well, went through his window, and just checks around. This is where, well, she started sensing around the whole house and sees no one else being here, except for Issei. This is where, well, she looks around his room, sees that nothing but just a normal teenager boy. But Issei is nothing but ordinary. Anything but not just ordinary. He's not ordinary at all. He's not a human at all in the first place. Well, he might be. But the problem is, what clan devil is he from? Is he from the Lavate? Is he from the, what's it called, Grummery? Or is he from the Phoenix? Yet, those white flames look close to the, what's it called, Phoenix clan. But there was never a Phoenix clan member that can actually use white flames. But his hair was white, completely white. Meaning, well, it's white with black. But he had a tail. And of course, there's no one in history that had a tail. And this is where, well, she tried to think. And this is where, well, she gets near Issei to poke him to see if he's awake or not. Which Issei says, nah. Which Issei does know that she's already here. But he's going to play like he's asleep. This is where, well, she says, huh. So he is asleep. This is where, well, Sona says, I should probably be leaving. This is where Issei turns back around. And of course, mostly he kind of like lays on his other side looking to the face of the window. This is where Sona says, okay, well I gotta be. This is where a tail wrap around her. And this is where she wind her eyes and squeal a little bit. But of course, wasn't loud enough to make Issei wake up. But this is where, well, she was pulling to the bed. And this is where Issei turns around, hugs her. This is where, well, Sona says, this is where she realized that she's in a pickle. This is where, well, she said, damn it, damn it, damn it. This is bad. Her face is nothing but a reddish color. This is where Issei wakes up saying, so, Sona, how do you like being a, well, mostly you like my bear toy or something. Mostly like a stuffed animal for me. This is where Sona says, you're awake. And Issei says, of course I'm awake. Issei gets up and lets go of her and lets go of her with his tail. Issei says, come on, Sona, be better. I easily could have sent you in the park and easily also sent you when you come into my room. I was fake sleeping most of the time. You poking me in my cheek was kind of irritating, but still kind of cute. This is where, well, Sona's face is all red and looking away. This is where, well, she then kind of realized that she got caught. And this is where she said, oh, I should probably be going. This is where Issei says, so, Sona. This is where Sona winds her eyes and says, how do you... Oh, come on, don't be stupid with me. Clearly, I'm a devil. You can see that, clearly. I am not a devil that was just transformed with the chess pieces. I was born to be a devil. Clearly. Well, yeah. From my parents. So don't worry about trying to hide the supernatural from me when clearly I know about the supernatural. Clearly I'm one of those supernatural beings. This is where Sona says, okay. She's kind of staying near the window. Issei says, oh, don't think about leaving throughout the window. Issei kind of used a magic circle spell into it, and of course it closes it. This is where, well, Sona winds her eyes and realizes that she's trapped. Issei says, don't try to leave in the door. We're gonna talk mostly guy to girl. Just mostly a couple of teenagers being in the room. Nothing weird, nothing strange, just a talk. Don't you think, Sona? Besides, you've been always trying to make me for the last 2 weeks. You've been actually forcing me. You tried to, well, make me use a sacred gear or a longitis. Clearly, I don't have none of those. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. But that's not the point. It seems that you haven't really figured out if I have a longitis or a sacred gear. Why will you even try to figure out if I have one of those? You will wait instead, mostly any devil waits, for the person who has sacred gear or longitis to die so you can revive them with a piece. But you didn't do any of that. You didn't kill me, or try to kill me, or didn't just do a lot of this. You've been trying to figure out if I had a sacred gear laryngitis or laryngitis, meaning that someone asked you to do it. Who else would have asked you to kind of do that if it wasn't for the Grimmery and the Phoenix clan getting married? This is where, well, Sona said, how do you know that? Only Hiring Devil should know about that. This is where Issei started laughing, saying, that's quite cute of you to say only a high-ranking devil should know about that. So, are the clans not informed about that? That's where she says, well, this is where, well, Issei says, well, clearly I'm not from one of those clans. I'm actually from one of the 72 original pillars. Well, mostly my family is. That's where she widened her eyes. Meaning, instead of being only 3 of the 72 pillars, they would have been a fort. She's trying to remember if there was ever a fort. This is where, well, Issei said, well, other than that, well, I should probably let you get out of my house. So let me open the, what's it called, front door, well, mostly my door for my room, and I'll let you out. Clearly you have lots of things to think about. But other than that, we should probably go then. Issei kind of grabs her from her hand, of course, where she's madly blushing. This is where, well, Issei opens his door, and of course, when he opens the door, he sees a man with darkish hair, and of course, he's like dark purplish eyes, similar towards what's it called? It's like violet color, but a darker color. Of course, well, he's wearing a black suit, and of course, next to him is a man with white hair, and of course, his eyes are yellow instead of being, yeah, they're yellow, and they're kind of color in black, but yeah, we'll see the white part will about to be black, the foreskin mostly from there. And of course, he has kind of white skin and whitish hair, and has 2 black horns, and is wearing a black kind of suit with black fur coat. This is where, well, Issei said, Dad, and who the fuck are you? This is where, well, Sona says, Father? This is where, well, we go into about 30 minutes later, and this is where, well, Issei and Sona were actually informed and what is actually happening. This is where, well, Issei's father went to the underworld just to talk with Sir Zack for a little bit. This is where, well, he also met Sona's father, who is named Sanmin, or not Sanmin. I don't really know what her father looks like, but I'm just going to say that, yeah. This is probably said in the manga. I haven't actually read that far in the manga, so I'm going to call him Sona, or something like that. I don't know. This is where, well, Sona says, so, you managed to catch my daughter in the act. Sona, what were you doing here? This is where, well, Sona says, nothing. This is where, well, the other man is laughing, and of course, seeing his son's embarrassment right now is him laughing even more. He's saying, this is where, well, Issei says, it's not funny, Dad, what the hell? This is where, well, Issei is just blushing madly. This is where, well, Issei's father says, oh, come on. It's not funny. I know it's not funny. It's hilarious. He started bursting in laughter again. This is where Issei is right now more embarrassed. But yeah, this is where Sona can't really right now talk to her father when Issei's father is kind of bursting out in laughter. But yeah. But this is where, well, Issei's father stopped laughing. This is where, well, he then says, Sona, it seems your daughter seems to be liking my son a lot. Maybe we should definitely start with that marriage thing. Or maybe you don't want to. Maybe Issei is going to have to break up that little marriage thing with the Phoenix and the Grimmery. Issei says, what are you talking about, Dad? This is where he looks surprised at his father. This is where, well, Sona also looks surprised. This is where, well, Sona says, I don't really want, what's it called, you to destroy a lot of things. Because clearly from the last time, you didn't want to be bothered with being one of the remaining clan members from the kind of 72 pillars. So, I'm wondering, are you going to come back and become the fort? Or are you going to stay in a hiding? This is where Issei's father says, interesting. Well, kind of, come back. Don't worry. I'll make sure that your daughter and the Grimmery girl are fine with my child. This is where, well, the older man says, he scoffs and says, wow, so you basically are just going to force the 2 girls. This is where, well, Issei's father cuts him off and says, force them? Yeah, right. I'm gonna make sure that Issei here, Issei-kun here, charms, well, the Grimoire and also your little daughter there. Clearly, she's actually interested in my son anyway, so I don't really need to do much there. This is where, well, Issei and Sona's face are just completely red, and right now just shocked and dumbfound mostly, but yeah. Of course, this is where Sona got mostly her questions answered and realizing that Issei is kind of apart from the kind of 72 pillars. Well, remaining from the 72 pillars. Meaning that Issei is actually a pure-blooded devil. Maybe. She still doesn't understand mostly with him, but yeah. This is where, well, this man is, well, a part of, well, one of the 72 pillars. So instead of being 3, there's 4 entirely. This is where, well, Sandman said, God damn it. God damn it. He then says, well, Issei's father's name, and his name is... This is where, well, mostly, Sona's father says, God damn it, Yami Shuro. This is where, well, the older man, now known as Yami Shuro, kind of says, wow, I haven't heard you call me that in a while. You've been calling me only Shuro, mostly my last name. It's been a while. Sen and Sai, mostly, what's called Sona's last name, he says, but yeah, mostly the clan of that name. This is where, well, the older man says, I understand. So, I feel like, this is where, well, Yami, now known as, well, Issei's father, says, clearly, Riser Phoenix, it should be coming towards Grimoire in a couple of, well, days, maybe weeks. That's why I'm gonna tell my son to meet him up, or beat the shit out of him. Doesn't matter to me. Right, Issei? That's where Issei says, he's still just confused with all the information. He is just lost. This is where, well, his father kind of just grins at him and saying, oh, come on, Issei. It's not such a bad idea, don't you think? You still need to find beautiful girls with you. This is where, well, Issei said, this is where, well, Issei's father just giggles at his kind of like stuttery son right now because his son is just shocked and dumbfounded. This is where, well, Sona was also kind of questioned with her father about if he likes, well, mostly if she likes Issei. This is where, well, Sona didn't answer that and actually just stayed madly red. This is where, well, mostly the two older men kind of sighs and just says, well, that's not really a straight answer, but they will find out how to love each other in the near future. This is where Yami says, so you want to go out and get some drinks or something? Yes, where Sona's father said, of course, let's go. Yes, where, well, they decide to leave, but yeah, this is where Issei and Sona are just kind of glancing at each other, right now with madly face color mostly. This is where, well, Issei kind of started talking and say, so, that was interesting, I guess. Sona says, yeah. This is where, well, they stayed more quiet than normal. This is where, well, Sona said, I guess you're not Issei Hyodo, are you? You're Issei Shuro. This is where, well, Issei said, I guess you found out my last name. This is where, well, they're stuttering, and of course, this is where, well, Sona gets up and says, well, I'm gonna have to go. This is where, well, she ran out the door, and this is where Issei says, yeah. This is where he goes to his room, right now, like, laying down and falling asleep. This is where someone just bursts out laughing in his head. This is where Issei says, what? Ow, that hurt my ears. Motherfucker, Drake, stop screaming my ear. This is where, well, Drake says, how can I? This shit's so hilarious. This is where, well, Issei glares at Drake. Fuck you. Dude, why the hell did you even just yell into my ear? God, that actually hurt it. This is where, well, Drake says, how can I stop from not laughing? This clearly is the funniest shit I've ever seen. This is where Issei says, you motherfucker. Oh, my ears, they're ringing. This is where, well, Drake says, it's my hosting container couldn't contain the funniness that I just, well, watch. He said, I should have disconnected. Damn it, why did I forget about you? This is where Drake says, is my container too angry the fact that I only heard his ears? Don't worry, kid. Besides, in the near future, you're gonna get some from the, well, Sarina girl. This is where, Issei says, don't say it like that. Issei said with a mad color of red. This is where, well, Drake says, oh, come on. Come on, Issei. You're gonna have lots of fun in the near future with that kind of, mostly that girl from that clan. And even from the Grimmery. Did you not hear your father? Ooh, maybe you should bring that, what's it called, Rainier girl with you. She's only a fallen angel, but she's kind of the leader, leader of the fallen angels. So, you be having 3 wives in the near future. Maybe more, don't you think? Issei says, shut up, stop being perverted, what the hell? Why are you so much more perverted than I ever thought? This where, well, Drake says, oh, come on, Issei. Am I really a pervert? Besides, your 2 friends are more perverted than I can ever be. Issei says, I wish you were never my how the fuck did you even become my container? Or mostly, I became a holder with you. Clearly, I'm a demon. Yeah, but did you forget that you're mostly a small fragment of, well, no, I mean a small fragment. Mostly a half-human. Yes, sir. Issei says, fine. And did you also forget that you're basically also, from that human, you're only half, like a quarter, 4/4, from the other side, because you're also a angel. This is where, well, that's why the light spirits didn't really work against you, idiot. This is Issei said, fine, I understand. Yes. Stop complaining in my ear, damn. Mr. Drake says, oh, come on, kid. You know you love it. You're gonna love everything in the near future. You're gonna make sure those girls are sad. This is where Issei said, cut! Nope, shut up. I need to go to sleep anyway. This is where Issei fucking cuts the link from, well, Drake. And of course, just decided to take a fucking nap. He did not want to deal with the pervert dragon. The red dragon of the pervertness. That's what he calls Drake most of the time. And Drake doesn't like it. Because he should be called with pride. Not that name. But Issei doesn't give a fuck because clearly he hasn't been seen, or mostly Drake hasn't shown him the power of the Red Dragon Emperor. Mostly been a pervert the whole time, but yeah. That's alright, well, Issei gets back, mostly wakes up the next morning. And of course, Issei kind of sees his father. His father didn't actually leave. He's just a little bit drunk and he's drinking coffee just to get his drunken stupor out of him. This is where, just to sober up a little bit, because he just had the worst hangover yesterday. This is where he said, I feel like Sonnen is going to have a worse headache than me. This is where, well, he's drinking right now, coffee, and this is where, well, Issei says, Father, what are you doing here? This is where, well, the now known as Yami says, oh, what I'm doing here? Oh, well, I'm not going to the underworld for right now. So, of course, I'm going to be hanging out for here a little bit. But we should probably leave, well, kind of move back toward the mansion. The what? Oh, I forgot. I forget to mention, you do realize that we aren't going to live here in this little small house. We're going to a mansion. He says, can I still stay here? Yeah, whatever. We're still going to keep this as rent because I feel like you're just going to sit here with your new girlfriend in the near future going at... This is where Issei says, shut up! No, I don't need to hear you and speak in details about this. This is where, well, his father just grins at him. This is where, well, he feels like Drake is also grinning in his fucking mindscape. This is where Issei says, I hate both of you. Literally, I fucking just hate you from the fucking 9 realms of hell about this. This is where, well, Issei sighs and says, well, I should be going. This is where, well, Issei's father says, oh, also, don't get rid of your illusion. You're going to save that for a big, rainy, fried chicken day. This is where, well, Issei looks at him. He already knows what his father's talking about, fried chicken day. He's talking about the Phoenix boy. Mostly the Phoenix kind of air name as, well, Riser Phoenix. Yes, sir, Issei says, fine. This is where Issei gets to school, but before getting to school, he kind of bumps into a, Num? And this is where, well, this Num is none other than Ozia Gento, or Ozia, Gento. This is where, well, Issei says, oh, I'm sorry about that. Issei kind of, like, gives his hand to her, and this is where, well, she gets up, and of course she says, thank you. This is where she pulls out the cross, and it kind of burns Issei, not much. You see here, he's, well, a devil, of course, but he's also human, and he's also kind of a fort of being an angel, but yeah. This is where, well, Issei kind of says, "Oh, thank you." This is where, well, he did kind of pray half, mostly pull out one of his hands, while kind of carrying the other luggage with his hand. And of course, he did pray to God. Of course, he did kind of get a small headache, but it wasn't like a huge headache because you can't really pray when you're a devil, you can't really pray. But Issei, since he's had a little bit of kind of holy energy, he can somewhat pray. But he doesn't do it most of the time because, he doesn't care that much. That he doesn't want to have a headache throughout the whole freaking kind of saying. But yeah. This is where, well, Issei says, Amen. This is where, well, the nun says, well, you're actually somewhat like a holy person or what? This is where, well, Issei says, I go to church sometimes. Not really. I went there when I was only like 4 years old. This is where, well, she says, whoa, so you haven't been there for a while? My dad doesn't like going. My mother, she passed away when I was young, so she loved usually going to it. This is where, well, she says, I see. Well, may God bless you. This is where, well, yeah, Issei says, yeah, something like that. This is where, well, Issei is kind of walking along with Ozzy Gentle, and of course, this is where, well, they kind of go towards the mostly church, the abandoned church. Issei already has the terrible feeling about this. But of course, where, well, he then gives Azia mostly this like small pearl necklace that Issei kind of made, well, behind him. It was having these like colors of like red, but, well, not red, mostly a lightish blue color. And this is where he puts it around Azia's neck, saying that this will protect you. Mostly he says that in his kind of mostly religion and other religions that he learned about, that pearls actually could be good and helpful and kind of holy, blah blah blah. He did kind of add holy magic into that, so yeah, that's why it was a lightish blue. If he added his demonic magic, it would have been a crimson red. But of course, well, or if he had something else, it would have been kind of white. But of course, well, she nodded and says, thank you. This is where Issei says, yeah. This is where, well, she then walks away, and this is where Issei says, I have a weird feeling about her, Drake. Oh, another mate, you say? This is where Issei says, no, I mean, like, she has a sacred gear. Clearly, she has a sacred gear. Oh, yeah, she does have a sacred gear. Why do we talk about sacred gears now? Clearly, she's beautiful. Longish golden hair, bluish eyes. A nun at the time. She can be impure. But this is where Issei said, okay, shut up for a second. Issei kind of just disconnect the link and says, you know what, I'm not going to talk to him. Clearly, he's just a pervert. He gets to the school, and of course the two pervert friends are kind of arguing, saying, no, this girl's the best, no, this girl's the best. The girls are just being kind of annoyed with the two perverts, and the other guys, mostly from the other school, are just kind of voting in silent and respect about the votes. That's why Issei says, what are you two guys talking about? This is where Matua and what's it called, Murahama kind of just says, we're talking about this. Which girl is this better? This is where, well, Issei said, huh? What are you talking about? Catherine or Mariama? This is where, well, Issa says, oh, two Kendall girls. How should I say? I would, pink hair is cute. This is where Issa is trying to think, saying, I can't decide. This is where, well, Moriyama and was it, not Moriyama, mostly Murahama and was it called Matsui says, wow, traitor, you can't decide? Then there must be a tie between us. Besides, the other guys voted. And it said, was it called Moriyama for 50 votes. This is where, well, the other guy, Murahama says, it wasn't called 50 votes for Catherine. Damn it, we're in the die. This is where, well, Issei said, okay. Alright, I hate my life, Issei says in his head, but he just fake smile. He's like, yeah, we're gonna figure out how this shit works out. Yeah, fuck my life, Issei says in his head. This is where, well, Issei is just too bothered with his friends all around, and this is where Issei says, okay, I have a headache now. Sorry, I gotta get to the nurse. Issei ditches the nurse office. Well, he doesn't ditch it. He kind of just goes to the nurse office and takes a fucking nap. He said, oh god, all this is just a headache. First, my father wants to intervene with the Glimmer girl and the fucking Phoenix bird brain guy. And now I have my friends being two pervert idiots who are not bothering me. Blah, 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 blah. And then I have Dragon. Oh, this is such going to be a headache all week. All fucking week. This is where, well, Issei takes a small nap. And when he wakes up, he sees a beautiful red-haired girl who has no clothes and has her eyes close. This is where, well, Issei say, what the fuck? Nope. This is where Issei tries to get up, but this is where he gets his arm grabbed, and this is where the girl wakes up and says, ah, hey there. I noticed that you were asleep, and I decided to come inside. This is where, well, Issei said, no thanks. This is where, well, she says, oh, what are you talking about? This is where Issei says, I know who you are, you're Rhea Scremery. I feel like you're going to try to invite me to your club after seeing this site. No thanks. This is where, well, Rhea kind of pouts a little bit because she was thinking of doing that because she wanted to see if Issei knows anything supernatural. This is where, well, Issei says, well, I gotta be going to class. Issei walks away with a tint of blush because, first of all, he wasn't expecting Rhea Scremery to just be next to him. Of course, he's not a full-on pervert. She's like, holy shit. This is where Drake says, Issei, you could have just taken her right there. Why? This is where, well, he's screaming into Issei's ear, and Issei said, awful. Ugh, my ears. Shut the fuck up, Drake. Holy shit. Do you ever shut up? Damn, you realize that you're my mindscape, and you're, my ears. This is where, well, Drake says, man, who cares about them ears? You can heal. Issei said, oh, sensitive. And I have to deal with your shit. I hate you. I loathe you. He screams at, what's it called, Drake. Drake says, you don't loathe me that much. You love me. This is where Issei said, no, I fucking hate you. Disconnect. This is where he disconnects Drake again. This is where he's trying to just like right now, move his finger around his ears to clean out anything because they hurt like a bitch. He feel like there must be bleeding or something. This is where, well, Issei, he gets to mostly the next classroom, but before that he was kind of stopped by Tsubaki and asked him if he can go to the kind of council room. This is where Issei said, sure. Is Sona kind of trying to make me play chess again? This is where, well, Tsubaki says, yes. This is where, well, Issei gets to mostly the room, and of course this is where Sona has a tint of pink, but she's trying to be stoic. And there's a chessboard right there. Issei says, This is where, well, Sona says, may you excuse me, Tsubaki, you can go, I need you to go towards Rhea's Creamery to see if her kind of problem, if you know what I mean. This is where, well, Tsubaki says, I understand, walks away. This is where the door shuts. This is where Sona is now madly in pink and reddish color. This is where, well, Issei says, are you okay? Sona says, yeah, I am. Okay, let's play chess for a little bit. And let's forget about all the stuff that we just learned about each other. Issei said, sure. Issei starts playing chess with Sona. And Sona says, can you at least please try? You're a devil, so you should be probably knowing about the evil pieces and other things. Yes, I know about the evil pieces. I just never cared that much of learning the basics and other things. Mostly I know there's a king, queen, 2 rooks, 2 knights, 2 bishops, and a bunch of pawns, 8 pawns in total. This is where Issei starts playing actually serious and actually beating Sona. Sona realized that if Issei actually ever fucking tried, he would have beat the shit out of her in chess. This is where, well, Issei says, besides, the reason why I never tried in playing chess with you is because, as the simple reason, you find out that I'm from one of the 72 pillars. Well, fragments of the 72 pillars. Being one of the child of one of the strongest. But yeah. This is where Sona said, I see. Tell me, Issei, are you a pure-blooded devil? This is where Issei said, I don't understand. What do you mean? I mean... She says, I mean, are you purely pure-blooded? Meaning that you're not half-blood or anything? Issei looks at her sternly and says, I'm not going to answer that question. Those secrets should be kept with me because I am not trying to break promises from my father. Understand? Sona nodded and said, fine. This is where, well, Issei said, still. What's it called? Issei said, still. Riser Phoenix, I heard of him. He's very arrogant. He sounds like such an arrogant prick. It's going to be a headache when I meet him. Sona says, oh, you should probably know this as fast as you know. He's going to be extremely arrogant. This is where Issei has a headache right now. This is where, well, Issei says, ugh. We go into a weak time skip. Of course, Issei did help out Asia Argento after kind of receiving kind of like a disturbance of like someone trying to take advantage of her or whatever. Issei appeared right in front of Ozzy Argento. And of course, where, well, it was mostly, what's it called? Not Rainier trying to take advantage. Mostly Rainier was there with someone else, kind of trying to stop them from actually taking, well, Ozzy Argento's kind of like sacred gear. Of course, her necklace, the pearl necklace, is still around her and couldn't really be attached from her, which they thought it was just another sacred gear. But this is where when Issei appears, this is where he appears in the machine because he switch teleports with Azia. This is where Issei said he just destroys the machine by breaking out of it. This is where the fallen angel, who has what they call 2 wings, also wearing a brownish coat with a brownish hat, looks at Issei wide in eyes and says, "What the fuck?" Issei clocks this man so hard in the face, sending his ass cradling into a fucking wall. This is where, well, Issei said, "You're not touching her any time." This is where Issei's eyes goes into a dark shade red, and of course a light shade blue. This is where his hair becomes fully white. Well, not fully white, just white with black spots. Issei said, "I'll show you why all of you are dead." This is where, well, Issei's hand ignited with these whitish flames. Burning rage of white hollowish flames. "Begone, you weaklings." All the mostly these ex-priests and, what's it called, mostly, not executors, exorcists, kind of get burned instantly with these white flames. This is where Issei just smirked to himself and sees Rainier. This is where, well, Rainier widened her eyes seeing Issei again. And this is where Issei kind of appears with 2 demonic wings and flies towards her. This is where he lands right next to her and says, "So, when are we going on our second date?" This is where she widened her eyes and says, "Are you still going on with that? I thought you said that you would never like to know about me or you again." This is where, well, Issei says, "Oh, I'm just kidding. I know." This is where, well, Rainier says, this is where the girl next to her is kind of giggling, saying, "What the hell is wrong with this sight? A devil helping us fight against another fallen angel?" Issei says, "Huh. Says the one who's right now a fallen angel fighting against a fallen angel. I don't know. This looks kind of weird." This is where the person that was cradled into the wall breaks through, showing his what's it called 8 wings, saying, "You motherfuckers, you 2 sluts betray what's it called Coco Bill, and then you devil dare to attack me. I'm going to kill you 3 in an instant and take that sacred gear from that damn bitch. And I will become the strongest. I will become the right-hand man of Coco Bill." This is where, well, Issei says, "Coco Bill, Coco Bill, Coco Bill." I heard that name multiple times. You're talking about the cocoa bean, right? This is where, well, Donacy right now has multiple tick marks in his face. This is where the girl that's next to Rainier starts bursting out in laughter because no one ever called Coco Bill Cocoa Bean. This is where, well, she can't contain herself. She's just dying. This is where, well, Rainier is kind of trying to stop herself from giggling. This is where, well, Issei says, "You must be talking about that one thing, like coconut mixed with bean. Coconut bean." This is where, well, Issei says, "You're clearly an idiot." Issei says, yeah, I'm an idiot, blah, 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 you understand. Well, other than that, darkness spears. This is where darkness spears appear behind him. This is where Jonas is interesting. They're the opposite from the light spears. "Then I'll take you out." This is where, well, he sends light spears. This is where Issei sends dark spears. This is where they smash together. But of course, the darkness spears manage to kind of cover up the light and destroy them instantly. And they seem to be much more powerful than the light spears. This is where, well, Jonas managed to dodge the dark spears. But this is where he rushes towards Issei, saying, "I'm gonna kill you, brat." Issei says, "Yeah, kill me." This is where, well, he pulls out this black, but this reddish mist aura of a sword out of nowhere. He calls it the demon, well, the demon sword of annihilation. This is where, well, this sword feels so powerful and so unholy. It seems to be such a powerful sword. Issei is right now holding it, and this dark mist is starting to cover up his hand and becoming black. This is where, well, Issei kind of like what's it called, gets hurt by the sword, but of course he's still trying to hold the power sword. And this is where, well, both Rainier and the other girl notices it, realizing that it's hurting Issei. But this is where Issei is still holding it. This is where Rainier says, "Issei, let go of it." Issei says, "No, I'm fine." He says, "I'm a devil. I'll be fine." This is where Issei, left hand that has a sword, he swings it up and then swings it down. This is what a bright, powerful, only black with unholy amount of magic swings it down and just cuts Donosik into two. This is where Donosik won his eyes. This is where, well, one of his parts of bodies went up while the other one slid down. This is where he barely even got to, well, go straight towards Issei. This is where Issei lets go of the sword, and this is where Issei's hand was black now. But of course, it feels like it was scorching black. This is where Issei starts trying to heal it. He then kind of puts the sword into a kind of like magic circle so it can disappear. He says, my arms. This is where, well, mostly his hand. This is where, well, Rainer says, idiot. Why would you even hold such a powerful sword? And it hurts. I can feel the unholy magic from it. Yet you're a devil and yet it still hurts you. Issei says, huh, it seems like you're worried about me. Why, you're worried about my children? That will be... This is where Rainer says, shut up. I don't need to answer that question. No. I'm just worried about you because you're clearly an idiot. This is where Issei smiles at her. This is where she blushes a little bit, but yeah. This is where, well, the other girl is just giggling at this sight. This is where she says, this is so funny. Really, really funny. I see this whole sight. Yet the devil helped us, and yet the devil is pretty nice. This is where, well, Rainer says, shut up, Junko. This is where Junko is now known as the other girl. Well, it's mostly she has blondish hair, kind of mostly palish, blondish, pinkish hair, and of course her eyes are dullish blue. And of course she has palish skin, similar towards what they call Rainer. This is where, well, Junko says, aw, sis, don't be so angry towards me. I'm just your twin sister. You're really going to be angry about me? Besides, you clearly like the devil. Besides, we're fallen. We should desire our lust. This is where, well, Rainer says, shut up for a second. You're giving me more of a headache than ever. This is where, well, Junko just smiles at her, but yeah. This is where, well, Issei says, well, other than that, I should probably be going. This is where Issei's hand is actually going back to normal as they're healing it. But this is where Issei says, this hand is still hurting like a bitch. Yes, that demon sword is too strong for me to even handle still yet. This is where, well, the girl says, oh, okay, bye, devil. This is where, well, Rainer says, yeah, bye, devil. This is where, well, Issei says, oh, I thought you were going to call me by my name. This is where, well, Junko says, oh my god, you two already know your names? Oh my god. So you guys are further from the first space. This is where, well, Issei grins and says, huh, and I'm further where base then. This is where Issei grins a little bit, kind of like smirkily, because he now knows her name as Junko, and this is where Junko says, my sister did say my name. So I guess we probably are dating also. This is where Issei says, maybe we are, maybe we're not. Who knows? This is where Rainer says, shut up and just go away. This is where, well, Issei says, oh, someone's jealous. This is where Junko says, yeah, she is jealous. She always been jealous, the jealous type, because, well, ever since we were in school, she was also jealous with me kind of getting some of the guys. Well, I don't really never like any of the guys. This is where Rainer says, can you two shut the hell up and go away? This is where, well, Issei says, well, I'm out of here. Issei just teleports into a white circle, and this is where, well, Junko is just giggling, teasing her sister. This is where, well, we go into Issei and what's it called, Azia. This is where Azia was shocked to believe that Issei's saber, of course, gave her like some clothing to wear. And of course, this is where, well, the next day happens, and this is where Issei, it wasn't the mansion I should mention, but of course, this is where, well, he kind of let Azia stay in the mansion. Now, of course, he did tell his dad about the nun and how she has a sacred gear to be able to heal devils, fallen angels, and other things. This is where, well, his father says, interesting. So, she a new mate? This is where he says, go away. Leave me alone. Seriously, you need to stop. This is where, well, Drake said, I mean, she could be a new mate. This is where Drake actually popped up saying, I mean, she could be a new mate. But then again, there's two others that are kind of fallen angels. But yet, even though they've fallen, they're still very good looking. And Issei has met them yesterday when he saved the nun. So he might be having a harem. This is where he says, I hate you both. Leave me alone. This is where Issei starts walking away. This is where he disconnected Drake, but yeah. This is where, well, his father says, okay, good luck in school. This is where he says, yeah. Of course, we go into a time skip about a week ago because Issei has just been nothing but bother, headaches, left, right, left, right, left, right. This is where we go into mostly someone appearing with a kind of fiery circle, was kind of orangey, and of course is where he appears in front of Rias in her barrage. Also, Sona in her barrage. This is where, Ria says, "Hello, Riser. What do you want?" This is where Riser says, "I'm here to talk to my beautiful fiance." This is where Recipe kind of looks at Riser with a disgusted look because she also does try to help with the car Rias with trying to get out of the marriage, but yeah. Rias just hates when the car Riser with these glare eyes. This is where, Riser says, I can't be glad. I'll make you submit to me. Riser was actually getting closer until a white magic circle appeared, which everyone was surprised because Sona's magic circle is a bluish color, or I think it's a bluish color, I can't remember. Rias is red, Riser is kind of like this orangey color, but this is white. White with a tint of black. This is where someone appears, and of course it's none other than Issei. Issei says, yeah. Yandere. Well, he doesn't say yandere, he says, this word, he says, yare daze. He kind of just looked at the Riser with these untiring eyes. This is where Riser says, "Who are you? Why do you have similar magic to a devil?" Rias is confused. She has seen this boy and they sleep with him. Well, not like truly sleep with him, just sleep next to him in the nurse office. And this is where she is confused. This is where Sona smiles finally. Issei came here. And the luckily time after, Issei then came, she would have blasted Riser with water straight to hell. This is where Issei says, yada. Great. Man, I was only told on how ugly you are, but damn, seeing you right now, you're uglier than hell. You're uglier than the 9 realms of hell. Damn, you're so ugly. I can't believe your mother didn't say this. That face should be sent to the fucking realm of the shadow realms. This is where, damn, when the doctor says, damn, your son is ugly, let's put him back in. That's what they should have said. Damn, that face is so ugly. They gave that birth certificate to your mother as an apology. This is where, Riser is just getting roasted out here. Like, everyone is just about to start bursting into laughter because Issei is just roasting what they call Riser. Issei isn't even the fucking, heir for the Phoenix clan, but yeah, he's spitting out here fire. This is where Issei says, damn, ugly as looking child. Boy, this is where, Riser says, who the hell are you? Issei said, lower down your tone of voice when you're talking to another clan heir. This is where Issei, right now, both of his eyes become bluish and red. This is where his hair becomes white but has the tints of black. This is where, horns actually appear, black horns, but they're not as big as his father's. This is where his ear become pointy. This is where a tail becomes, mostly kind of appear behind him. And this is where, his mostly clothes change to just being fully black, but having a white string, mostly like this. But yeah, this is where, Issei says, lower tone of voice when you're talking to another clan heir. I am Issei Shiro, and I am one of the mostly one of the 4 of the 72 clans. You probably thought there was only 3. Clearly there's not, because I'm one of the 4. And Sir Sax knows about this, but he kept it hidden secret. Sona also knows about this, because clearly she's going to be something more. This is where Issei says, never mind. This is where he rambles on with that whisperingly, but yeah. This is where Issei says, but other than that, I suggest you fuck off, or I right now easily cut you into a million pieces. Issei's aura is so dense and so powerful. It feels much more stronger than Riser. Riser feels suppressed by this, feeling kind of dominated by Issei's aura. Issei said, so I suggest, go the fuck away. Leave Ria's Grammary alone, or fight me in behalf of Ria's Grammary's kind of battle of the reigning game. Make your choice, or die. This is where, Riser glares at Issei, now realizing that Issei is basically in the same rank level as being a kind of demon heir. He either has to take the challenge or fucking die, or leave Ria's Grammary alone with the marital bullshit. This is where Issei says, I accept your challenge. You see here, I have a full barrage of devils. What do you have? Absolute nothing, but I can still kick your ass because clearly they're all right now shaking in fear with my aura. This is where, well, Aizer looks at them, and this is where they are shaking in fear. Even his queen, he's like, he looks down, and this is where Issei says, I can also see that you kind of wet yourself during that whole traumatized. So either you shut the fuck up or fight me the fuck tomorrow. Because tomorrow will be a good day because, well, it's Friday. That and I just don't want to be bothered. So fight me now, or, well, fight me tomorrow, or go fuck yourself. This is where, Riser glares at Issei. This is where, well, Gracie was about to intervene, but of course, this is where, well, mostly 3 people intervene, mostly teleport in a magic circle, a red magic circle, a orangey kind of magic circle, and a whitish magic circle appears. This is where, well, it was none other than Riser when his eyes saw his father, Rias when her eyes saw her brother, and Issei narrowed his eyes and saw his father. This is where, well, Issei says, Father, what are you doing here? This is where, well, the white hair man's, well, mostly palish white skin, says, oh, I'm just here because I want to see the rating games when I kind of show off that my son can kick the shit out of some mostly fried chicken. This is where the other man, who has kind of golden hair, glares at Issei's father, saying, screw you, Yami. I suggest you tell your son to either get a full peerage or I'm not letting my son fight him. This is where Yami says, because you a bitch and you won't actually let him fight him alone. Because you believe that my son is so needed on people. Wah, wah, wah. Cry me a fucking river. How about it? Cry me a river because, oh, and give me that supply of fucking phoenix tears. So why don't you just cry the fuck right now? This is where, well, what's it called? Riser's father's getting angry at Issei's father. This is where his aura is right now exploding from his body. And this is where Yami actually explodes with his powerful aura and says, yeah, cry me that fucking river now. Give me those phoenix tears the fuck right now. This is where, well, they're right now grinning at each other, and right now their powers are suffocating everyone, even Riser. Issei's right now able to kind of handle this power. But this is where, well, Surge Tech's energy rises and says, shut up, both of you. This is where, well, they say, I understand. This is where, well, Rios' brother says, so, the rating match between, well, Riser Phoenix and his peerage versus Issei Shuro will begin tomorrow. If you wanna, it will be kind of live thanks to, well, Sona's, well, magic. So, yeah, everything will be set up tomorrow and done. Rios Grammary, you're, well, you have another alliance. You can either join him or he won't like to join. Well, he won't let you join or he will let you join. Whatever. This is where, well, he says that, nah, I'm good. I can kick the shit out of some brain bird. Well, mostly dead brain bird idiot. This is where Riser glares at him, but he teleports with his magic circle. This is where, well, Riser's father also disappears, and this is where, well, Yami says, yeah, cry me that fucking river, why don't you? Because when my son kicks your ass, I need those, what's it called, thousands of bottles of fucking tears of a phoenix. This is where Short Sex kind of chuckles, but this is where he looks at, well, Yami and Issei. Just like father and son, you two won't, like, shut up for a second before trying to, like, fight each other, well, fight people, and kick their ass. Then again, you are, well, the clan, well, from the 72 pillars, your clan was still as stronger as any of the other clans from the original 72 pillars. This is where Yami says, of course, my grandfather was the strongest, or mostly Yami said. This is where, well, Issei says, great grandfather was pretty strong and easily could rival, well, was it called Bizel, mostly, yeah, Bizel family, Lucifer family, so yeah. I'm gonna win, and I'm gonna break his fucking teeth in. I'm hoping he regens faster because I'm gonna smash his teeth again 1,000,000 times. This is where, well, Sir Sex says, seriously, like father and son, I'm really just talking to. God damn it. This is where, well, Rio's and the other swatch pop, but yeah. This is where, well, Issei said, well, if it's gonna start tomorrow, I should probably rest up. This is where Issei says, bye dad, I'll see you in the house. This is where Issei teleports with a magic circle. Yami says, well, wanna get a drink, Surgex? Surgex? I would love that. This is where they disappear also. This is where everyone glares at, well, mostly not glares, mostly glances at Sona, and Sona's gone. This is where everyone says, Sona, wait, no. They were gonna ask her for information about Issei, because Rias did ask him to, well, mostly asked Sona about Issei, but there was no information. Now she feels like Sona lied about some stuff. This is where, well, Issei gets to his house and takes a fucking nap until the next day. But other than that, I'm going to end it off here for What If Issei Was the Son of a Demon Lord, Part 1. Now, before I, end it off here, I know that some people are actually kind of shocked to believe that, well, I made it so Issei's kind of family is pretty damn strong and overpowered a little bit. But yes, this is just an OC family, but whatever. I don't even think, because I don't really know about the whole 72 pillars, families, or names, or whatever. I don't even know if they said in the manga because I haven't got that far. And I don't know about Riser's father's name, or even what's it called, Sona's, what's it called, father's name. So yeah. If you want to, like, name me out those characters, then cool. But I'm just going to name them random names because I don't remember. Or I don't remember, meaning that I haven't read the manga. But yeah, other than that, bye. But yeah.